Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for July 12th, 2025. Universal recently submitted hundreds of pages of planning documents for the upcoming Universal Studios Great Britain theme park, and we have broken down all the latest details for you. Universal calls their potential Great Britain theme park a generational opportunity to not only deliver jobs and growth, but to create a new strand to the UK's bow as a tourism destination. In the context of the UK's continued economic recovery, there is a clear need for the proposed development, both in terms of inward investment and jobs, but also enabling the UK to be a leader in the European and worldwide theme park market. The land that is expected to be home of Universal Studios Great Britain is southwest of Bedford, Bedfordshire. The area is located broadly to the east of the A421, west of the Midland Main Line on the former Kempston Hardwick Brickworks and agricultural land. The site is divided into four main areas, not theme park lands. These are areas. There's Core Zone, Lake Zone, West Gateway Zone, and East Gateway Zone. The Core Zone is where the main entertainment resort complex will be, including the theme park, entry plaza, car and coach parking, hotel with at least 500 rooms, valet parking service area, a transport hub, and team member parking. Universal previously announced the 500-room hotel and a retail dining and entertainment complex like City Walk. The latter is the entry plaza and would be outside of the ticketed theme park, but require a security screening, just like City Walk at Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Orlando Resort. The document states it would include themed retail, bars, restaurants, and entertainment, and is aimed at encouraging visitors to arrive early before visiting the theme park or to stay late. While primarily aimed at theme park guests, it could also be used by the general public. Standalone retail, dining, and entertainment facilities could be constructed in the Lake Zone and West Gateway Zone. There would also be retail with themed merchandise and restaurants inside the park. Universal wants this to be an international destination as opposed to a regional or local. The theme park would be at least 32.37 hectares with an emphasis on highly immersive storytelling and theming with international draw, focused on providing a first-class guest experience. For parking, there would be a minimum of 7,106 car spaces, 100 coach spaces, and 250 cycle spaces. Green infrastructure would be a minimum of 49.3 hectares. Travel routes throughout the resort would connect to the surrounding travel network. And the core zone would also include operational and administrative functions such as office buildings and storage facilities. Universal also references sport, recreation, leisure, and spa facilities and conference and convention venues. Universal indicates they're also planning a sports complex with indoor and/or outdoor areas with the aim of competing with resorts like Port Aventura World in Spain. The intended purpose would be to primarily host international and national youth games while also providing facilities which would be available for local community use. Participants and their families could attend games or sporting events, and they would benefit from the resort's leisure and entertainment options without needing to travel. This all-in-one style destination would decrease the impact to the roadway network. The Lake Zone is for future expansion that could include business hotels with up to 2,000 bedrooms, other accommodations with 3,370 rooms, and entertainment resort complex support. This area would be staffed by 1,724 people. A convention center would staff 200 and would be available in the Lake Zone with a gross internal area of 55,000 square meters. With construction of Universal's complex, infrastructure improvements to the area would include a new A421 junction, expanded railway station on the Thameslink Midland Main Line, improvements to Manor Road, and improvements to other local roads. The plan also safeguards land for a potential new railway station on the proposed EWR Bletchley to Bedford line. The resort is designed to accommodate 8.5 million annual visitors with 55,000 per peak day in the opening year. They expect 12.5 million visitors in the year following the opening, which is pretty ambitious. The split between domestic and international visitors would be about 70-30 during the opening year and 52-48 in future years. The arrival and departure profile is based on the typical park operating hours of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., though that does not mean these will be the daily operating hours. In a chart of potential hours, Universal states the park could open as early as 7 a.m. and close as late as 11 p.m. on normal non-holiday dates, which include bank holidays. During seasonal events, and Universal specifically states such as Halloween Horror Nights, the park could be open as late as 1 a.m. This could only be for 60 days in a calendar year. For special events, including private events, the park could also be open up to 1 a.m. up to 30 times a year. On major holidays, the park could also open until 1 a.m. This would be only 5 times in a calendar year, on or around Chinese New Year, the 5th of November, Diwali, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. Notably, 4 of these are also among the only dates that would have fireworks, Christmas being left off that list. Outdoor amplified music within the ticketed area would finish no later than 11 p.m., except during Halloween Horror Nights and other special events when music may extend up to 12:30 a.m. The section about hours also refers to a ticketed area as a theme park / water park / amusement park, which is the only mention of a water park. As mentioned, the new paperwork does include a specific mention of Halloween Horror Nights. Until now, Universal has made no official remarks about whether the Great Britain Park would host HHN. While this paperwork is not an explicit confirmation that HHN is coming, it does reveal that Universal is at least considering the idea and planning for its potential impacts. As an added piece of evidence, however, Universal trademarked the term Halloween Horror Nights in the UK earlier this summer. There's a lot of interesting information. Those attendance goals are very high. Very, very high. 12.5 million would make it one of easily the most visited theme parks in the world and well ahead of several theme parks in the United States, which we would consider the most visited in the world. I can't imagine that will happen. I know this is a market that likes theme parks. The question is, does the market like to have them locally, or does the market like to escape the weather of the UK and come to Florida or California? That is the question. 12.5 million seems very high to me. I would be shocked if in the second year they reached 12.5 million. But we will have to wait and see. We have some time to wait for this to happen, but that just seems like a lot to me. But the plan seems good. It's exciting. I mean, another big, major theme park in the world is certainly a good thing for us theme park fans. I'm excited. I mean, that concept art certainly excited me. There's several things on there which, if they are real, I will be first in line to be there for. So we'll wait and see what transpires and what materializes. The Epic Universe grand opening medallion that sold out during the media preview of the new Universal Orlando theme park was available for purchase online not long ago. Resellers were offering this medallion for up to $5,000 on eBay, but anyone could purchase it for $40 when it became available online. So this coin famously was a limited edition of 1,000 and then sold out at the media preview and was not available to guests who ran to the store to be first on the real opening day of the park. So it seems like Universal made more of them. And if they made more, that's somewhat unethical. It was labeled as a limited edition of 1,000. That being said, if you made 1,000 more and that's what's being sold to the public now, and considering the first 1,000 sold to media and invited guests, I guess that would be okay. My problem is, again, it's not being sold to the people who were first. You've botched this again. So whatever. I bought one because I went to the opening day and I was like, that's the only thing I wanted from the opening day, so I'll get it now, I guess. It's interesting that this happened. It's now sold out again. It was essentially a pre-order. They're not going to be shipping until at least mid-October, they've said. Universal Passholder perks will only be available at Epic Universe through the end of the year, suggesting the park may be added to annual passes next year. The webpage with information about Epic Universe Passholder tickets reads, to show our appreciation for our pass holders, special perks will be available when visiting Epic Universe through December 31st, 2025. Currently, pass holders have to purchase a separate one-day admission to Epic. The park is not included in the annual pass admission. Universal has not announced when Epic Universe will be added to annual passes, but the end of the pass holder perks could mean it will be next year. Epic Universe admission would likely be an upgrade available to pre-existing pass holders, or maybe you have to wait for your expiration to upgrade to a new one. I don't know. Epic Universe pass holder perks included free and discounted parking, depending on the pass type, special merchandise and dining discounts, 10% off the Darkmoor Monster makeup experience and VIP experiences, and more. Since our initial restaurant review, the Blue Dragon Pan Asian restaurant has added that Thai Boba beverage, and we returned to give it a comprehensive taste test for $12. And by we, I mean Nana, who, if you watched our Blue Dragon review, could not wait. Hokkaido milk tea powder, vanilla almond milk, black sugar syrup, coffee boba, and Dalgona coffee foam make up this drink. One important note regarding this drink is that The Thai Boba is considered a mocktail and contains no alcohol. However, there is a version of the same drink called the Dalgona Kojan Road, I hope I'm reading that right, that includes Mekong Thai liqueur, which is similar to rum. You can read our full review on our website at wwnt.com. Nana would very much appreciate it if you did. Also, go watch that Blue Dragon review if you haven't watched it. That was a fun one. We had a good time. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free. So head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT. The team will design your next epic vacation from the Universal Parks to the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts, Disney Cruise Line, Virgin Voyages, Royal Caribbean, and more. Multi-night tickets for Halloween Horror Nights 34 are now available for Universal Orlando Resort. There are 4 types of multi-night tickets available for guests to choose from. When the passes were announced, Express was available as an add-on. However, all Express add-ons for all of these, they're all gone. That always happens every year. There is the Rush of Fear Pass starting from $199.99, including the first 18 nights of the event. There's the Halloween Horror Nights Frequent Fear Pass, which starts from $249.99 and is up to 30 nights. Halloween Horror Nights Frequent Fear Plus Pass started at $299.99, is up to 40 nights of the event. And last but not least is Ultimate Frequent Fear for $419.99, which includes every night of the event except Premium Scream, which none of them include. It also includes self-parking after 5 p.m. on all eligible Halloween Horror Nights event nights. Tickets can be purchased online or in person now, though buying online offers greater savings. Universal Orlando announced its 5th original house for HHN 34, Gálkn Monsters of the North. Universal describes the house as the following. In a remote northern village, a wicked being rises from the dead, bringing a horde of monsters and demons from the fjords to wreak havoc on the townspeople. You'll face icy, horned, winged, and wolfish fiends that gradually merge into one giant horror. Then you'll try to escape the belly of the beast. Universal also announced their latest IP house, which will be for both Universal Studios Florida and for Universal Studios Hollywood, that being Terrifier, like the worst kept secret ever. Nothing can prepare you for this grisly haunted house based on all 3 Damien Leone's Terrifier films. Try your luck against the sadistic Art the Clown in his twisted funhouse. Witness Art's gleefully grotesque handiwork of torture. You'll be left literally dripping with terror and drenched with fear. It's a whole new level of gore. And following the announcement of the Terrifier Haunted House for Horror Nights 34 in Orlando, new merchandise featuring Art the Clown was released. The merchandise can be found at the 5 and Dime in Universal Studios Florida. An A-frame sign is on display outside featuring Art the Clown, the protagonist of or primary antagonist, I should say, of the Terrifier films. Inside the store, the usual Halloween Horror Nights merchandise display has been updated to feature the new items, as well as advertise the latest edition of the acrylic display frame. That Art the Clown acrylic sticker is $8. That'll add in to your frame if you've been collecting these so far. There's also an Art the Clown Terrifier Ringer t-shirt, which is $35. And last but not least, there is a drawstring bag for $35 as well. The latest Jurassic World merchandise has arrived at Universal Orlando in the form of a T-Rex popcorn bucket for $34.99. As with all Universal Orlando popcorn buckets, the first fill is free, and then refills are available at a discounted rate. The T-Rex is cartoonish in appearance with exaggerated features. This kind of looks like the Japan merchandise they've had for several years. It looks a lot like that. And some of those items, I think the t-shirt was released in America, so this will look somewhat familiar to many of you. When the mouth is opened, it roars quietly. This feature can be deactivated by a power switch on the underside of the bucket. The mouth is where the popcorn, or whatever you prefer, is stored. The eyes move with the press of a button on the back of its head, or they can be switched to have its eyes closed. Its hind legs are movable. The bucket comes with a removable lanyard in shades of green and blue with the Universal Studios and Jurassic World word marks. We first found the bucket at the Universal Studios store at USF, but it's available across the resort. Universal Studios Hollywood has announced its first original haunted house for Halloween Horror Nights 2025, and it's a threequel, Monstros 3, The Ghost of Latin America. The original house was announced via Twitter. The house's description reads, "One wails, one bites, one beguiles, La Llorona, La Millona, and La Ciguanaba await in the dark." I hope I read that right. 3 legends La Muerte wants you to meet, but you'll wish you never did. The first Monstros house debuted at Universal Studios Hollywood in 2023, featuring the Monsters of Latin America. Then there was Monstros 2, featuring the Nightmares of Latin America. And now we have a third one. If you want to watch the first two versions of this house, we actually have videos right here on the channel. They are two of my absolute favorites and what has sold me on going to Horror Nights in LA every year. I love these houses so much. Halloween Horror Nights 2025 runs on select nights from September 4th through November 2nd at Universal Studios Hollywood. The No Limit Summer Splash Parade is back at Universal Studios Japan to help guests keep cool. The parade features characters from Pokemon, Mario, Sing, Hello Kitty, and more. The No Limit Summer Parade will be performed from July 1st through August 31st at 11 a.m. daily. It takes about 40 minutes to travel the park. There are wet zones and soak zones, plus a special 360-degree soak zone area, which guests can purchase a ticket to for 2,100 yen. All guests can purchase a water shooter toy to participate in the parade as well. When the parade stops in the wet and soak zones, performers and floats spray water on guests, and in turn, guests can spray at the performers and each other with that shooter. There is so much water in the parade this year, we had to cover our camera with a plastic bag, so some of our photos might be a little cloudy, but it was a necessity. Hello Kitty and My Melody are on the pink and yellow float at the start of the parade. The float is flowering with all the water spraying around. They are followed by the Peanuts float with Charlie Brown, Lucy, and Snoopy. The Minions and Gru's family are on a Despicable Me float surrounded by Minion dancers. Cookie Monster, Elmo, Abby, Cadabby, and more Sesame Street characters on a float resembling a cityscape. Dancers with colorful squid props lead the Sing float. Johnny is at the front of the float in a raincoat, and Rosita and Gunter are behind him in colorful dance outfits. The Mario unit opens with Yoshi, Daisy, and Luigi in their own Mario Karts, and several of the dancers in this unit carry gold coins on sticks, which guests are encouraged to shoot with water. The main float features Mario and Bowser racing on Rainbow Road, and the parade ends with the Pokemon unit featuring water-type Pokemon like Psyduck and Frillish, and Pikachu is peeking out of a Pokeball on the last float surrounded by other Pokemon, including a smoke-breathing Charizard, and the parade ends with a life-size Gyarados puppet, which is my favorite. You can watch our full video of the No Limit Summer Splash Parade right here on the channel. Universal Studios Japan has confirmed the arrival of a new sipper in Super Nintendo World that's shaped like Yoshi and his egg for 2,700 yen. They shared this on X, the latest addition to the Sipper collection at Super Nintendo World. There's been a number of them at this point. For the Sipper, Yoshi is sitting on one side of a large spotted Yoshi egg, and the egg is white with green spots. Yoshi, meanwhile, is his normal green color with orange shoes. It appears the egg functions as the body of the Sipper to hold more liquid, while Yoshi is just decorative. There's a clear plastic straw poking out of a hole at the top of the egg. The straw is attached to the orange rubber topper. The upper curve of the egg also has two plastic loops for what is presumably a carry strap. The caption of the post mentions it is finally here, so the Sipper is now available as of July 7th. It's being sold at Yoshi's Snack Island. A new and exclusive collector's wand is coming soon to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios Japan. The official Universal Studios Japan account announced the wand on X. Although the account did not specify whether the wand will be the first or second generation, it'll be exclusive to USJ. The collector's edition magical wand will become available on Tuesday, July 15th. The barrel of the wand is solid black, while the handle is ornately detailed. A golden engraved grip, golden swirls, and a blue sapphire gem make up the handle. This is not a wand assigned to any specific character from the Harry Potter franchise, so it's likely the design is made for collectors, similar to those available in the American parks. But this is their second exclusive wand. Their first exclusive wand I have because it's cherry blossom. It's supposed to be the cherry blossom tree, or sakura, which is very cool. But that's been out for a couple years, so we're seeing a refresh. I wonder if the other parks, all the other Universal parks in the world have an exclusive wand. So I wonder if we're going to start seeing them all refreshed or if this is just a Japan thing. Speaking of Japan, they have opened their Minion Park expansion, including Illumination's VillainCon Minion Blast, as of Friday. The original VillainCon opened in 2023 at Universal Studios Florida. This version of the attraction is an exciting evolution of the ride with new exclusive content and enhanced gameplay, says Universal Creative at least. The ride's entrance is at the front corner of Minion Park in a brick facade. The design is different from the Universal Studios Florida version. A giant orange V is between two entryways instead of above on the marquee, and the ride is part of Universal Express Pass. The signage here indicates that this VillainCon is set in San Francisco to better match the rest of Minion Park. The Florida version takes place at Universal Studios Florida, where it's actually located. The scenes on the ride are mostly the same, each featuring a different Despicable Me or Minions villain, except for the finale, which is set in San Francisco by the Golden Gate Bridge. There are some different graphic elements for guests to shoot at than the Florida version, creating a bit of different gameplay, but still the same basic experience. You can watch our Q Tour and full attraction POV right here on the channel to spot the differences. With the opening of this attraction, they've released an exclusive popcorn bucket and drink bottle in Japan. Dave's VillainCon popcorn bucket costs 4,500 yen. It can be purchased from the popcorn cart near the entrance to Universal Wonderland. He has an Eliminator X blaster, that is the one from the attraction, and pressing the trigger causes the blaster to light up. Dave is decked out in his VillainCon gear with a hat and orange glasses, and it comes with a detachable lanyard in VillainCon orange. Meanwhile, Bob's VillainCon drink bottle retails for 2,300 yen. It can be found at the Delicious Me and the Cookie Kitchen. He has a VillainCon hat and cup with a bendy straw so he can help you sip your drink. So he can sip on his drink while you sip on yours, I should say. The bottle has a detachable lanyard in purple with the VillainCon word mark. And again, both at least exclusive to Japan for now, but most Japan things for Universal end up in America, so I bet it's coming. Halloween Horror Nights 13 at Universal Studios Singapore will have a Stranger Things haunted house. HHN 13 is on these select nights from September 26th through November 1st, and tickets go on sale this Sunday, July 13th. Here's the description of the house. Face the Mind Flayer, flee Demodogs, and confront Vecna's curse in this twisted domain. Will you survive or be swallowed whole in this new experience inspired by seasons 2 through 4 of the hit Netflix series? The first Halloween Horror Nights experience inspired by Stranger Things was a 2018 house at Universal Studios Florida and Hollywood and in Singapore. Stranger Things returned to the U.S. parks in 2019 and 2023. Singapore has only revealed one other house so far, which is Singapore's most haunted, Build to Horror. 2 more haunted houses will be announced later. The scare zones are the Fear Ground and the Realm of Yokai. 2 of the live shows are Dare to Die Live and Once Upon a Time to Die. It's a reoccurring theme here. There will be a 3rd show again announced at a later date. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. A special shout out to our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to UPNT on YouTube for more great content, and make sure you click the bell for notifications and hit select all notifications so you always know when we release a new show. For UPNT, this is Tom Corliss saying the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.